What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith, one half of the College GameTime YouTube channel. We are the channel that drops fresh college sports content every single day. And today, I got a little something for the Kansas State fan base, okay? I have a player that I believe the Wildcats should go after in the transfer portal. But before we get into it, please hit subscribe. Just press the button right down there. As I said, we drop fresh college sports content every single day. So just hit it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do. All right, who is the player? It is running back Andrew Van Buren out of Boise State, okay? This kid is 6 feet, 240 pounds, and he is a hoss. He's a goal line, short yardage type back, and I want to make a case for why I think that he would be a great fit with Kansas State. Reason number one, Kansas State needs depth in the running back room. They just lost 3 running backs to the transfer portal and did not sign one in the 2022 class. Yes, they have Deuce Vaughn, and I'm going to talk about how he meshes with him in a second with my second point. But they don't have a lot of depth. They need depth, and they need someone preferably that could come in and get on the field ASAP. Andrew Van Buren is that guy. The kid ran for 17 touchdowns in his last 18 games played, okay? He would provide the depth for this season that I believe Kansas State needs in that running back room, especially with not signing a player or a running back in the 2022 class. And then, obviously, as everyone knows, if you're a Wildcat fan, KSU fan, they lost 3 to the transfer portal. Okay, so reason number one, depth. And depth that can contribute immediately. Reason number 2, he could be thunder to Deuce Vaughn's lightning. So I'm not saying this is a guy that's going to come in here and overtake who I believe has a chance to be one of the top running backs, if not the top running back in the conference in 2022. Okay, it's someone that's going to come in and complement him, supplement him. As I said already, he's a short yardage guy. He's a goal line type back. He's a bruiser. He's someone that late in games that teams have difficulty bringing down to the ground. Think about the Texas game this season. 4th quarter, 2 drives that stalled out on 4th and 1. Imagine having a guy like this in that game. I guarantee you, if they have a guy like Van Buren on the roster this past season in that Texas game, they win. They don't get stalled out on 4th and 1 in 2 different drives late in the 4th quarter. But they get that yard, they get those points, and I believe they win that game. So that's the kind of difference maker I think he could be, where it's not someone that's going to come in and rush for 1,000 yards and 20 touchdowns or anything like that, but it's someone that's going to come in, provide quality depth, and who can be used in situations that K-State showed a need for this past year. Okay, and then you throw in Adrian Martinez at quarterback and the element and dynamic that he brings to the equation. And I'm going to talk about him as well in a second. But with Colin Klein back at offensive coordinator, you would have some creative things and some very situational things you could do in your run game if you bring a guy like this in. I always have been a fan of like a thunder and lightning type 1-2 punch. I think Deuce Vaughn and Andrew Van Buren could be probably the top thunder and lightning 1-2 punch in the Big 12 this season. And like I said, those situational football. How many games are decided by 1 or 2 situations where if you just had a player that was the perfect fit for that situation, it could have been the difference in the game? Either way, depth. He's a perfect complement to Deuce Vaughn and could provide the type of player that is missing. He could bring the element to the offensive run game that's currently not there. And then he's from the West Coast, and I know for Kansas State, obviously they're not just loaded with kids from California, but they did just get a transfer, and I just mentioned him a second ago, in Adrian Martinez, who's going to be the starting quarterback in 2022. They're from cities that are like a couple of hours away. And if there's not some sort of like connection already just from their years in high school and growing up in those areas, just knowing that they're from the same state, right? Like that could be a draw. That could be a reason that could get him in and why Kansas State should go after him. His starting quarterback is from the same place that he's from. I know when I was in college, going to a college out of state, I always looked for people who were from my state. It just brought a sense of security. It brought a sense of home. It made you feel like you were in a good spot. And so I just think that if Kansas State can parlay the fact that they need that depth, sell to him, hey, we need depth in this room. We need the skill set that you bring. We could certainly utilize the specific running style that you bring. It could help complement what we already do. And then 3, oh, hey, by the way, our starting quarterback is from the same area that you're from. I think it could be a great fit, and I think that Kansas State could benefit from it. If you're a Wildcat fan, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you haven't watched any of our videos on this channel, we try to respond to every comment we get. We do the best that we can. So let me know what you're thinking. What are you hearing? What are you hoping that Kansas State does about that running back room as we get into the spring and then past the spring into the summer as far as the transfer portal goes? Would you like to see a guy like Andrew Van Buren on the roster? Would you not? Why or why not? All right.